Hello, it's Rob here in my car with a selfie stick. So I just had a conversation with my neighbor, a guy who has that shop right beside my studio. He tells me he has a business doing t-shirts and silk screening and automobile wraps, and he told me yesterday, I bumped into him. He said that he says, in case you noticed, I've been at the shop much more often for two reasons. One, he's been getting busier, and he said, yeah, he needs help with marketing. So when somebody asks for help with marketing, I generally don't jump on it because most of the time they're not serious, they're not committed. So, and if I spend any time and energy trying to explain it to him, I'll probably get a lot of resistance. However, if I charged him a hefty fee, he probably would pay attention. So what I do is I say, look, that's my forte. So if you ever want to talk some more, let me know. I just leave it at that. Anyways, the other reason he's been at the shop a lot lately is because he got his license pulled. He's a truck driver, so he does that during the day and he runs his business at night. He's got a buddy that shows up to help him out during the busy times when he's busy riding truck. So what happened? I said, well, why did they pull your license away? He said, the doctor did it because they think I had a stroke. Now he's overweight and he's got all kinds of issues, and he's only 33 years old. So I had a little discussion with him about that, and I sort of said, look, you know, I didn't say this exactly, but I'm saying it now, and that is that, I mean, I think your health ought to be your number one priority in life. So, and I know too many stories. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put a quote from my cousin who was on 2 blood pressure pills and 1 cholesterol lowering pills, and he started diabetes type 2 treatment, and he was overweight, and he changed his diet completely within 3 months, got off his meds. And I'm on no meds, by the way. I'm 63 years old. I'm in good health. I weigh the same that I weighed when I was 18, and I'm in pretty good health. So I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that to point out that it's important to me. And lo and behold, if I just cannot understand how anybody else would not want to make that a priority. It completely baffles me. My only conclusion is that it's bigger than most people who are struggling with keeping weight off and keeping good health. And it's like an addiction, you know. It's an addiction. Yeah, have you seen that movie on, I think it was on Netflix, it was called American Factory. This factory closed near Dayton, Ohio, and they closed her down. 2,000 people. It was a GM factory where they manufactured automobile windows. 2,000 people lost their job. And a couple of years later, a Chinese guy, a billionaire, he bought it and hired a bunch of people, locals, and brought in a bunch of people from China. Anyways, they were struggling to get the culture up and to get productivity up. And one thing they did was they brought a whole team of the Americans to China to meet the Chinese, because he had similar factories in China. He wanted them to see how they ran things back home. And it was kind of embarrassing because you had about 5-6 dudes meeting this team of Chinese, and they're all like fat. All the Americans are big. They're just so overweight, and they're dressed slovenly, and the Chinese are all slim, wearing nice suits. You know, I'm not saying that to insult anyone, but just to point out the differences and how, again, it baffles me why you would not want your health to be your number one priority, especially as you age. So anyways, I want to talk about doing theater pictures, and I just thought I'd throw that in there because I like to mix these videos up a little bit, because I'm on my way to the Sudbury Theater Center to photograph a rehearsal shoot. This should be an easy one because it's only a one-person play. Sometimes they have those plays. It's just one person doing a long monologue. But yeah, let me just finish the little bit of nutrition talk by saying this. I minimally think that one ought to eliminate 100% all sugar from diets. all sugar, all flours, all grains, and all seed oils. If you do this, your cravings will go away, your physicality will improve times 10, you'll sleep better, you'll feel better. Literally, I did this 3 years ago, and my eyesight improved. My brain fog went away. And I didn't do it to lose weight because I was at 194 pounds. That was pretty decent. Yeah, it dropped. I'm down to 172 now and maintaining it with virtually no struggle, no pain. I have to stay away from those high glycemic foods. Flour, bread, pasta, sugar. I know, sounds bad. Most people don't want to hear that. But the benefits are worth it. So anyways, I started photographing the local professional theater in, I think, 1998. And I've told this story a few times. I'll try and get a little bit of video once I'm in there. I hope they let me in because I don't have a vaccine pass. Let's see what happens. And yeah, I can't believe that's a thing. I really can't believe that's a thing. So anyways, I understood. You see, 1995, I married Tina. She was a full-time accountant. She quit her job to help me work the studio with me. Best thing that ever happened. We are such a team. And, I've always compared us as a sailboat. She's the keel, I'm the sail. Boom. And it's stability on both sides. One cannot function very well without the other. And we work well together. 26 years we've been running our studio together. Anyways, way back in the day, I got on to Dan Kennedy quite early, and I became a huge Dan Kennedy fan. Bought a used version of his magnetic marketing program, which was, I think it was 8 cassettes and a binder. They have they got rid of all the parking meters here. Now you got to go to this machine, swipe it. You can't pop in a couple coins anymore. It drives me batty. Anyways, Dan Kennedy talked about there's 5 types of target marketing. Geography, demographics, geo-demo mix, affiliation, and past clients. Past clients being your best source of target market, which is true. I did Family by the Falls promo yesterday. I put that video in there. And 3 of the families, I had shot their weddings. The one family I forgot I shot their wedding. When they showed up there, I knew they looked familiar, and they're like, yeah, you shot our wedding. I said, oh, that's cool. So 3 of the 5 sessions, I had shot their wedding. One family, they had the little boy and a little girl. I had shot their family session 3 years ago in the studio. They were really happy. And the other family, I've never shot them before at all. However, they were the neighbor of a big 3-generation family shoot on the lake that I'd photographed back in July. Maybe that helped. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but anyways, it is what it is. So anyways, of the 5, geo-demo mix, affiliation. So affiliation means any market that you have something in common with. So I thought, well, where do my clients go? You think about all the stores they shop, think about all the things they do in their spare time, and I made a list of all these things. That's affiliation marketing. So, if you're into team photography, well, maybe there's an association for the hockey league, and maybe you can get on the board, or maybe you can cross-market with them. Anything of that nature. So that way I can go to the people who are part of that association. Okay, here, let me explain the theater center. So I'm becoming aware of the affiliation marketing thing. I decided to go after the symphony, theater, and a whole bunch of stores, and I'm not going to get into all that because there's too much, but I put this affiliation marketing strategy into play big time, really fast, really hard. And so I've got ads in their program. I've had many displays in their lobby, which I'll show you in a minute. And I could send a letter technically if I wanted to, or I could do a promotion, fundraiser. I've attended many of the auctions with the local theater. which are always exciting. I've always donated prizes, so I get a lot of exposure to that group. I could write a letter or an email saying, look, hello, fellow Sudbury Theatre Center member, Rob here, the official photographer. That's what I've called myself for over 20 years. All I had to do in return was photograph their rehearsals and give them the files. That was it. And back in the day when I first approached them, it was all film. So in 1998, it was 2 years before I went digital. I'll never forget that day. And Judy, who's the marketing director, and I've worked side by side with her for the last 20 years. 2 years ago, she retired. She was amazing. She remembers the day I first walked in there, and I don't remember meeting her. I was probably really too nervous. But anyways, the idea was I went to them and I said, look, if you need a photographer, let me know. And they said, no, we got John. He's been with us for a while and he's pretty good. One Friday night, they needed somebody to photograph a rehearsal, but it was after the play, so it would be like a 10 at night, and John did not want to do it. So they said, well, what about that Rob guy? He popped in there a few months ago. Well, let's see if he's willing. So they called me. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. So I went and photographed it. Now, back in those days, I had just gotten rid of my lab because I was all about delegating everything to the main lab. So I had a full-on black and white lab, and all the theater pictures were in black and white, probably more out of necessity and limitation than anything. So you might remember the Ilford, I forget what it was called, but it was a color C41 process film, but it was black and white. So I used that. And the problem with that film was it was not a pure black and white because it was run through a color processor. It always had maybe a light blue tint or most times a very light sepia tint. And I was like, oh, I hope they're happy with it. They need it, like they need the prints the next day. So I ran them to a 24-hour lab and I brought them the prints, and I hadn't heard from them in a while. Well, I hadn't heard, not maybe 2 months. Here's what happened. They contacted me again because they had this John guy photograph their next play, rehearsals. They were disappointed. They contacted me and said, Rob, this is the director. He says, Rob, I've gotten together with all the actors from the current play, and we've pooled our money together to see if we can get you back to reshoot our rehearsal pictures because we weren't happy with the guy. And I'm like, opportunity. And then he says, by the way, that sepia thing, that we really like that. Can you do that again? So anyways, that led to me being their official photographer and 22 glorious years of working as their official photographer with many, many, many benefits, many contacts. So, okay, I'm going to shoot a little video inside. I'm in the parking lot now. I got to go pay my parking fee and get this thing done. We'll see you guys inside. All right, so I just paid my money. Have you ever put money in a parking meter and they still give you a ticket? That happened to me one time. It was the middle of winter, and it was because the meter was really cold and it was malfunctioning. I got so mad, I defended it in court and I got away. I got off with it. The judge understood. He said, yeah, well, if it doesn't work, you're supposed to move your car. And I didn't know. I put my money in. You guys got my money, so he let me off. Some things are silly, but worth fighting for. So here we are. Hello, how are you? John, how are you? I'm doing a video, is that cool?
That's cool.
Say hi, John. Are you waiting on me?
I was waiting for anybody who might show up.
Okay, because I'm at 12:30, right?
Yeah, well, you could be a bit later. Okay. I should have told you a later time. Right. Because we just got the media to come at 12:30.
Oh, okay, well, I can wait. I got nothing better to do.
Yeah, right.
I like hanging out with you guys. I'm just going to do a quick tour.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, John. The walls are bare.
They are. They're coming tomorrow.
Oh, good. Oh, nice posters. Look at that. There's my name. So you see this wall, it's normally some local artist that gets the whole wall, and it's a display they put on for whatever play is running. So they'll have 4 or 5 plays a year, so that means they'll have 4 or 5 displays. I've had a display on there on 4 occasions. And it used to be really hard to get on because they always had a backlog of artists. So that was John right here. I photographed him. I think this was the guy that was 1998. I don't remember meeting him. It was a long time ago. So check it out. Check this out. Boom, boom. Oh, it's pretty shiny. There it is.
Oh, John. Are you supplying your best picture?
That one's got my name.
Yes.
It's nice to see my work all over. I didn't do that one.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the media people. So they have 50 year anniversary, and they had a book. They published a book with a lot of my work. So this is the lounge where during the special events and during all right, we're done. It was pretty easy. It's a one-person play, so I was just looking at all their pictures. Set shots. They always do some of those set shots on each play. And check this out. This is going back to, I don't know, this was a big fundraiser. It was probably 12, 13, 14 years ago. All those were custom-made paddles by individual artists, and they had a fundraising auction. So I did all those pictures. And I didn't do the layout. A local advertising agency is one of the sponsors as well, and they do all the design. So many memories. Anyways, it's been a very positive experience with these guys, and a lot of exposure. It's something that that helps build your brand up in the network. I especially like the fact that it's the arts. Me sort of being an artiste of sorts. You know, we're the photographer for the symphony, for the theater, and it's a good tie-in. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little video escapade. I was walking around in there with no mask on, and I guess some people freaked out. People freak out over these things. I was just talking to my cousin down in Bullard, Texas. And he was saying that no masks, things are normal. They're coming to get me for not wearing a mask. Hey guys, I'll see you later.